Welcome back. Today we are in Putnam County, Tennessee at a pretty old cemetery called Stamp Cemetery. It's also known as the Witches Cemetery. And we're going to check out some of these old graves. Some very unique graves. They're actually the what some call the tent style graves. Very old. The reason why they call this place the Witches Graveyard or the Witches Cemetery is because these old graves actually have, some of them, upside down stars on them, and so people say those are the witches are buried here. And one of them actually does look like a, you can see the star there. However, I am not convinced. I'm not convinced at all that this is a bunch of witches here, honestly. I mean, you never know, it could be, but I'm thinking, well, I don't know what it is, but I find it hard to believe that it's a bunch of witches, you know what I mean? My guess is these people were immigrants from somewhere, and that's just something that you don't see very often in the southeastern United States, and possibly don't see anywhere in modern days. But perhaps they were from some other country from way back, and it was just a local or traditional thing that they did. You can see right there, that kind of looks like a star. I can see how people would take that as being some kind of a pentagram kind of thing. What I find interesting is the way these words are spelled. See how that N is backwards, and here the N is backwards, and there's a D on the end of it. The N is backwards here as well. So I mean, maybe they are witches. I don't know. Who can say? Maybe there's some information out there that's got that symbol and some information about it. Maybe we'll come across that another day. Well, here's another example right here. It says, originally when I seen this, I thought it said burned, but it says borned with an ED. So, and I don't know what that is. Yeah, and I don't know. Either way, whether these people are witches or not, it's a very fascinating, unique style of grave. That you don't see very often. Occasionally you'll come across them. There's a few across the mountain folk of East Tennessee. You'll see some of the tent-shaped graves or something similar to them. But yeah, almost every one of these have stars on them. You see there. I always find it fascinating when people say, that's a witch buried there because there's a star of some sort. I mean, maybe it's true. I would imagine if you come out here at nighttime, it would be kind of scary because, old graveyards and new ones, but more so the old ones, are always pretty terrifying at nighttime. So we might actually do that sometime. Well, there's also a place down the street here that they say is haunted. I think it's called Crazy George's Bridge, and I will probably show you that. I may not stop because there's kind of traffic that goes by this road is you know, I don't want to stop in the middle of the road, and I don't think there's anywhere to pull over. Anyways, I'll show you that place and tell you a little bit about what people say about it. Alright, y'all, that was Crazy George's Bridge. The story with that is, there's actually several different stories, but from what I gather, they all say at least that there was a guy named George at some point, whether he worked on the railroad or fell asleep on the bridge or whatever. The story is that this guy named George fell off the bridge or fell asleep on the tracks or whatever, and the train ran over him and he lost his head, and he haunts the place. There's like apparently like a whole bunch of stories and stuff, but they all say something similar like that, most of them anyways. But yeah, that was Crazy George's Bridge. Maybe sometime we'll come up here at night and check it out and see how spooky it is in the darkness. Well, thanks again for joining me on another adventure on this beautiful day up in the mountains of East Tennessee. Hopefully you enjoy the video, and if you ever come out this way, it's just beautiful. You will enjoy the ride for sure. People are friendly. Everybody I pass waved with a smile on their face. But thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.